Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. It's a very special episode because it's the 15th episode. And that's
I was going to say, are they all very special episodes? Because I feel like that's how we open it. Like every time.
Don't tell anybody. They're all special.
All right.
This one is as special as every other episode. That's not true.
Okay,
this episode
whatever.
could be the greatest. This one
This
could
one
be the
is
one that
more
really...
special because it's still full of possibility.
That's right. This one could just blow the roof off all the other episodes. This might be the one. This might be the one that makes we hit it big.
Why am I Malik?
I don't know, because people got switched around since.
Why am I Malik?
I don't know. You don't want to play Malik today?
I don't want to be Malik. No.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fix this. While I'm fixing this, be entertaining. Entertain our friends in the audience.
I'm sorry, that's not my job.
Should I juggle or?
Can you?
I mean, yes.
Do you have
but
your juggling supplies with you?
No, there's like nothing within arm's reach. So
you're so cruel. Don't offer things I can't have.
Okay, I'll be entertaining.
I'll send you a video.
How are you today, Farah? Well, I am just great.
Oh,
Thanks
gosh.
for asking.
Oh no.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks, Malik.
That's the quality entertainment that these people
I love how when called upon to entertain an audience, the professional streamers in the fucking show can't get their shit together enough to think of something to say.
Listen, I usually have a game to. Like,
Fair.
This all of it.
Fair.
I did it.
Listen.
Look at this small dog. This is quality entertainment.
Son, I am disappointed, I gotta say. So how's everybody been since the last time that we played Yawn Dungeons and or Dragons?
Yeah,
pretty
good.
Same old.
That's good.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Famous now.
Let's, you know what, here, I gotta do one more quick edit to the overlay. While we do that, take your weeb bullshit out of the way. Distracted Elf, why don't you introduce your character to us?
Okay,
we'll
do character stuff,
Do that.
sure.
Let's go around the horn and do that thing.
Yes, my character is Ishi Snaggletooth, and a fantastic kobold duelist extraordinaire. She's actually a kobold fighter level 4, but you gotta flare it up. You know, I usually say this, so it's about the dramatics, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Agreed. And below Ishi Snaggletooth in the overlay, which is now correct, Commune and Crow, we got Andrew playing Little Fox. What's Little Fox's deal?
Hi. Little Fox is a furbolg barbarian. She's real big and bristly and nice to animals, and then also goes into a horrible murderous rage and kills everything.
Mm-hmm.
As I mean, we've all had that happen once or twice
Yeah.
to ourselves
Also,
and our friends.
Also, Ishi and Little Fox are best friends.
They are.
Best friendos.
Best friends.
Best buds.
We haven't established how the two of them met. Like the whole backstory is
Yeah,
still.
I mean, it's a mystery.
We're saving
Right.
that for like
We
the-
have
the
like 10
spin-off.
days of traveling right now.
Yeah.
We can definitely tell that story.
To the at the other end, to the right of Lil Fox. Dave, tell us about your character. What's Malik's deal?
Malik is a human who has the ancestry of a dragon, but still just a human, but also a sorcerer with dragon powers.
It's very
And I'll kill
impressive.
Rad.
That's more sorcery than I have.
What a resume.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, Malik has the honor, dubious though it might be, of being the only character who is tangoed with death. There was a brief intimate dance with death, but Malik survived.
I mean, he tangoed with narrative gravity, I think,
Yeah.
is what I would say
Some
he
heavy
tangoed
shit.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a good origin story for a supervillain. So if you want to take Malik in that direction, you already have the fell off a cliff situation like locked down.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Now you just need to like mangled half of his face or something,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
and then like wears a mask. or something.
Rounding out our party of misfits, up top, it's Arcturus, priest of the mighty oceans. Tell us a little bit about Arcturus, Blue Jay.
Yep. Arcturus is a Triton Tempest cleric. He is awkward. He's a anthropologist, a linguistic and cultural anthropologist, and he's really into learning about like how other species that aren't Tritons live and do stuff. He also gets really awkward and embarrassed when there's somebody to flirt with, and he's really into making the people around him like damp at various
That was such a good
uncomfortable times.
That was a really good one fact into another.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Gets awkward flirting, makes people damp.
Yeah, awkward flirting and magical dampness. Welcome to episode 15 of Roll20%'s Tomb of Annihilation. Let's check in on where our dear friends are in the world. Welcome to the jungles of Chult, everybody.
I want to take a moment to congratulate you, Adam, on having made it through talking about Arcturus without making fun of his name.
Yeah, I did it.
This is like the first time ever.
The only
Good
time.
job.
Listen, I make fun because I feel uncomfortable about the fact that I can never pronounce Arcturus's last name correctly.
Boo access.
I know, but my brain, like my ears hear that, and then my mouth is like, "There's a word here, and we don't know what to do with it." Venezuela.
You just feel like saying Vuvuzela.
I just can't do it, so I'm trying to avoid the fact until I get it sorted out. So
Chat's like, add the damn thing to quick facts.
yeah. So you might have noticed during our breaks now we're running bio pages for each of the characters. So if you missed out or you're just coming in during a break, you'll get to check those out. We'll update those every once in a while as new things happen. So we're in Mbala right now.
We are, yes.
We're in Mbala, which is down here.
Being Mbalas.
And the plan after we finish up in Mbala is we're gonna go west to we're gonna get on our skateboards in Oralunga, dude, and head on over that way. I saw that face.
Wow.
I can't believe I got this far into the campaign without saying that. And I'm just thinking about turtles. But we can't leave Mbala yet.
Is that how that boat got there? People thought they could surf in Oralunga.
I think so. I don't think we're quite ready to leave Mbala yet, right? We
were headed back to Granny, whatever her name.
We've just come back.
We gotta let her know that we murdered all those things.
Yeah, go see Nanny Poo Poo because.
Oh, also we got the magic ore last game. That's a notable thing.
That's
to
ready or not.
Oh my god.
Ready or not, here we come.
I realized, Adam, that you should have layered more puns in there. You could have had it ready or not KNOT.
Sure. Yep. You could improve on this magic item. You can go and enchant it to give you a bonus to, like, I don't know, rope work, and then
more puns means more enchantment. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Okay. That's how it works. It's like a Diablo magic item. Every time you add a new enchantment, you have to come up with another dumb pun.
Another prefix or suffix.
Yeah.
Slight tangent, but my friend Ash made a mod for Minecraft where it adds like hero enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And because she didn't there's no way to store the like stats on them. She had to set their power level based on the length of their name.
Okay, that's clever. I like that.
And it's real good.
It's
fucking hilarious. You're like, oh, this is Vorinclath the Mighty. Oh, gotta watch out for that guy. This guy was way stronger than Ned the Small. You know, like,
yeah, that's great.
Oh, look out! Here comes the zone.
So there's 70 miles between you and your destination, but there is one weird granny who we need to have a short conversation with first.
All right.
Magic, granny.
So, so Nanny Poo Poo is waiting for you to return after soundly thrashing the living hell out of a bunch of terrafolk. So far, possibly your greatest accomplishment in the jungles of Chult is the systematic destruction of these horrible monsters. You destroyed their camp at Firefinger. You've now wiped them out in Mbala. You're well on your way to getting the achievement for killing 1,000 of them. And I think we allied you and Artis and Dragonbait walking across the plateau, and we come in on arriving at the back of Nanny Poo Poo's hut. So just to set the scene for folks who might not have seen Mbala before, Mbala was once a flourishing town set on top of a mighty plateau. But grave misfortune befell it. Some terrafolk killed everybody in town, save one, the elderly Nanny Poo Poo, who lives alone in a hut, talking to either herself or a ghost or something. And she tasked you with getting vengeance on this handful of jerks. So that's where we are. We're nearly 2,000 feet up in the air on this big old platform. The jungle all laid before us, and you're walking through the ruins of Mbala towards the hut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, while we're heading back through these ruins,
Yeah.
I know I kind of mentioned it a bit before, but I can't remember if I ever rolled to see like the destruction of the town. Like, is there a way to verify what sort of situation caused it? Because ostensibly
Yeah,
it
we
was
talked. We
terrifying.
talked about it. Whatever like caused it, it wasn't like a single event. The town itself looks like mostly what destroyed it was time and weather. It wasn't like all of a sudden everything went horribly wrong. There's no like blast marks or like it just all the buildings and stuff have mostly crumbled. Plants have grown up in their place. This happened some time ago, so nature has had time to crawl in and get its hands all over the ruins.
Yeah, I was just thinking we all had like suspicions about this old lady, and I was just wondering if we ended up rolling.
I think that some of us made investigation rolls and there wasn't like obvious like claw marks on everything. Bleh.
Right. Yeah. So as you walk back, the relevant objects between you and her hut are there's that big grave that I mentioned before, right? The overturned area with the little like marker near the head of it, kind of in her backyard. She has her little garden, all of her snares. And I think that on the way back this way, you notice a like a well or something nearish to her hut. Which in and of itself wouldn't be unusual, except that you didn't notice it on the way back. So I just wanted to mention it, or on the way there. So I just wanted to mention.
And then
it
it's on top of like a huge rock.
Well,
That's
they gotta get water from.
somehow.
They gotta get water from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It may not be a well. It might be like a cistern or like somewhere where they would collect rainwater elsewhere.
It's irrelevant the actual way that it works. I don't know.
Excuse me, but aquaculture is very important to some people in the party. So let's not just assume that the water stuff's irrelevant. Okay.
Well, being incredibly suspicious anyway, I want to investigate a well.
I could literally have described any object just now, and I know Dave would have gone after it. So, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, if you choose to describe it, it immediately gives it this weight, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. You see a palm tree
like
waving
why is he saying
ominously in the wind.
Why do you
Like,
say
if I draw the bucket up and it's like full of blood, then I'm going to be like, all right, fine.
All right, so it's getting closer to it. You realize that as Elf, though maybe not Ishi, occurs to you. It's not actually a well. It's a deep stone, like essentially a giant bowl underground. It's a cistern where water is stored, and the opening on top is about 15 feet in diameter, roughly circular, bit of a lip. You look over, and I think there's enough light that you can see down. It drops 15 feet to a scummy surface of water. The lip of the cistern and the walls underneath have like brick inlaid on the inside of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
it sounds like a cistern.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, no like skulls floating in it or.
I was distracted by finding out that I have a character sheet called Just in Case. So
Oh, I just gave everybody access to that.
yeah, well, I was distracted by it.
Yeah, I mean, Malik, when you peer over the edge of the cistern and look down into it, suddenly a boss health bar appears at the bottom, and a tentacle grabs you and pulls you in the water. No,
I swirl the water around with a mage hand.
No, there's
Mage
no.
hand.
Yeah, there's no. From here, you see there's no bucket or anything to like dip down into it. But from here, it also doesn't look too like unusual. There's nothing that jumps out at you and says like,
Why are we looking at this? Don't we have to talk to whatever the old lady?
Well,
Finding
as
out
the rest
how
of the rest of you aired your grievances within hearing range of her last time before we left.
I didn't air anything. I ate the soup and I did the pterodactyls
As
or
did
whatever.
I very clearly walked out of hearing range.
All right. Well, I just wanted to check. Just
I mean, just like out of character. Like I described, like leaving the place and like going outside of like I wasn't just standing right next to her.
no, that's fine.
And
I
also,
think
like,
I'm
I'm in no way trying to move this forward out of game. I'm just like, she doesn't know why we're looking at a well. That's all.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
she's a little sensitive about the whole like old ladies in the jungle thing. It's fine. You're on edge.
Crossbows ready.
So you get to Nanny's hut, and you can hear her inside singing to herself, like, shuffling around in there, doing whatever it is she's doing.
I guess, do we knock or something?
Okay,
Yes.
you walk up to the door and knock on it. A voice from inside says, "Come in, come in."
I push the door open.
Okay.
And walk inside.
Okay, yeah. So Nanny she's like a stone, like a bowl in her arms, and is like grinding something up in a mortar and pestle. And you come in, and she's blind, so she just kind of like looks around in your direction, and she says,
We all got rid of the terror folk that were underneath the like lip of the plateau.
All gone, are they?"
Yes, we are quite sorry that we could not save the people of your village, but they will not be attempting this kind of violence again.
Everyone feels the pinch of Grandfather Bones in the end. But thank you. You have done Nanny a favor, and she will remember. And I think, are you all going in the house, or is anybody staying outside? I know, Little Fox, you were like,
I'm like,
weird.
no, this house smells of death magic. I will stay outside.
So
Thank
Little
you.
Fox, you notice lying outside, one up, one tipped over, sitting outside the door are two leather boots, like a pair of leather boots. They definitely weren't here the last time you were here.
Yeah, I will pick up the boots and like she's just like looking at them, turning them over in her hands,
They appear to be boots.
making sure there aren't any snakes in them.
They're snake-free boots.
So they're just like a very standard pair of.
Yeah, just like a pair of just boots one might buy in a store in Port Nyanzaru. So
without
meanwhile,
an associated person.
yeah,
Great.
back inside, for having completed Nanny Puupu's quest, everybody gets 250 experience.
Yeah, man.
And she says to you, Arcturus, I think she comes like close to you, and she goes to like put her hands on your face. She sets her mortar and pestle down and like kind of like reach. She's like, come here. Old Nanny, get a look at you, and she like grabs you by the face, and she has this very preserved kind of smell to her. Like there's a lot of like different kind of herbs kind of waft off of her, herbs and like oils and stuff. And she gets in all close. You can see her kind of like yellowing teeth and her bumpy skin. And she kind of like looks at you with these cloudy eyes. And she says, you and your friends live dangerous lives. Death follows you where you go. Nanny can do you a favor. Yes. If old Grandfather Bones gets his hands on you, bring your poor unfortunate friend, their body to Nanny. She will see what she can do to take back what is yours from Grandfather Bones.
And then like Arcturus, he was very like uncomfortably like, why are you touching my face? But then he like kind of brightens up and like his shoulders untense and he's like, oh, are you familiar with resurrection? Is that and he's doing like this like cleric thing, like I've always wanted to learn.
And she just like chuckles and shakes her head, and she's like, such fancy words. No, just picking the pockets of old Grandfather. Thinks everything belongs to him. Nanny Poo-Poo. And she like puts her finger up and like wags it in your face.
Nanny, have you noticed recently any changes in behavior of Grandfather Bones?
She like cocks her head.
The death curse.
Death curse. Death is no curse. death happens to all of us, cursed or no. Well, most of us.
Well, some people have found that coming back to life hasn't stuck in the same way that it normally does. And being familiar with it, I wondered if you knew anything about that.
Those who are coming back from death are doing it wrong. Only Nani Pupu knows the right way.
You wouldn't share that right way. And Arcturus is doing this like, I can tell this old woman probably is like all secrets, but he can't not ask.
She goes back to she picks up her mortar and pestle and it's like grinding away at it, and she looks at you and says, No special secret for Nanny Poo Poo. Not for you, not for others. Sacred rites.
Right.
But if there is someone trying to steal from the pockets of Grandfather Bones, he will not be pleased to hear it.
Well, thank you much for your very kind offer. We were happy to be of assistance, but we need to move on now. Get on with our quest.
Yeah. So she nods and says, Of course. Always rushing about. Go. Take care of yourselves.
I mean, I don't know if I would call it rushing. It's been like maybe a few weeks.
Yeah. With your complaints ringing in our ears, I think we...
So everybody's just like quietly like, all right, we're going to go. Just backing out of the hut.
I mean, it's like a nice thing to offer, but at the same time, like fucking creepy. So
Right.
We'll come back here when somebody's dead, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So you,
And then I can watch her very closely and see if I can learn all of her necromantic secrets.
It's true. That's the thing you could try to do. So what you all walk out, and the open though stiflingly hot air of Chult greets you, and in this case is a bit of a relief from the closed and sort of smoky hut of Nani Pupu. You step outside, you see Little Fox waiting there. Artis and Dragonbait seem ready to roll, and so you come outside into the air. Now you'll have to get down from the Umbala Plateau. Do we want to do a quick like gear check?
What do you mean?
Well, like how much rations do y'all have?
I have no rations left.
Because you're looking at 70 miles direct route to Oralunga.
I have one ration. Sorry, a single ration left.
Okay.
I have enough to get to and from Oralunga, but what's the way that it works for like trying to hunt in the jungle if we wanted to do that?
I mean, you make survival rolls.
And then you tell us whether we can feed ourselves or not?
Yeah.
The same as the river?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean...
have 17 rations left.
I've got 10, so running a little bit low because this all took a lot longer than we expected it to. But
So from up on Umbala, I will say you can see a little ways to the west, because there's an area where the jungle, like about 30 miles where the jungle doesn't really grow. So I'll clear those hexes and you can kind of see.
interesting.
Yeah, it's not like plagued or anything. There's just some like open terrain.
Yeah.
Kind of about that far. So you can see out there's like an area, like a bit of an area where it's like washed out, and some of the trees haven't really taken hold. So it's more like rocky terrain down there.
Do we see anything like grazing animals or anything out there, or is it still a bit?
There's haze, right? There's that low kind of fog that kind of tends to hang over the jungle, so it's harder to see much detail-wise down there.
Fair enough. So then, I don't know if Malik's the one to
Click this one too.
suggest it, or whether it's Arcturus or whoever, but yeah, it looks like we are getting kind of low. I mean, if you got 10, if you got 17, I got 10. How much has Arcturus got?
I have 14. So if it's 7 days or whatever there and back, yeah. The only problem is that
I mean, if we can find a boat for the way back, the oars can be helpful, right?
Right. Yeah, we've got if we've got 42, then we've got 10 days worth. So we get there, but we're going to need to start scavenging on the way because we're not going to make it anywhere near all the way back.
I personally am not worried about the state of rations once we reach the water, but for myself, not near a water source is a bit difficult.
Right.
I only got one left.
You just hold up your one ration.
I mean, we can hunt for Ishi, but like I did this to myself with a fictional positioning of not eating. Like,
that's okay.
So,
Little Fox, have you got any experience with this kind of thing? You lived in the jungle before, didn't you?
And she just like shrugs as if anywhere is all the same.
All right. I think it should be something that we attempt once we're down from here. In a day's coming. See what we can do.
Well, might as well not waste our time. Unless, Little Fox, you had anything to do with this hut before we left. You looking all suspicious and stuff.
was Little Fox like still messing with the boots when we came out?
She holds up a pair of boots and just like points at the boots.
And I think Arcturus is like, did I see anyone but Nanny inside Nanny's hut?
Nope.
I didn't see any guests.
I think maybe this is one of those best not to think about it, move on kind of situations.
Well, perhaps whoever left the boots might have some rations for us to trade for, or...
Why, if they're not there and they left their boots at the door, are they walking around the jungle with no boots on? That's
the jungle. This is a village. You could very easily walk around without boots.
Let me just take a quick look and see if I can see anyone. Nope.
As curious as I am, I don't want to delve into this.
I guess Arcturus would just like look back into the hut that we're standing right next to and be like, Nanny, did you have a guest?
Okay.
She like looks up over her shoulder and she says, no guests but you, dear.
Well, somebody left some boots in front of your hut.
Ooh, free boots. And she like goes back to like chopping whatever herbs.
Can I make an insight check?
Like I said, no, it's best not
to find out what exactly.
I mean, just like, cause it's like, is she like, nope, nobody's here. Those are just free boots. Or is she totally like, I'm not going to tell you.
I think it's I mean, it's, you get about as much information as you get. Like, I don't know there's anything like secret to learn there. Like, she's not being suspicious any more than she was the whole time you were having a conversation.
She's just an inscrutable old lady living alone in the middle of the jungle who claims to be able to speak with death and revive people.
Why do you think my solution is don't think about it, let's go?
And Little Fox just like puts the boots back in the exact spot, like everything just so, like tilts the one, like leaves it exactly as she found it, and walks off in the direction of the way down.
Okay,
I mean, and like I'm falling behind and I'm just like, well, if she doesn't know that she has a guest, it could be dangerous. Like, who knows who it was that left the boots? Like, we can't.
Following along next to Arcturus, I'm going, she's gonna be okay, I think. She was okay before we got here, and she's gonna be okay when we're gone, I'm pretty sure.
Artis walks up beside you, Arcturus, and he puts his arm around your shoulder, and he leans in and says, he's like, listen, Fishman, these kind of things, they tend to go one way or another. We either turn around and we walk away. That's what we call the smart choice. Or we get into a situation where we're going to have to burn that old lady's hut down. And I don't want to do that. Old Dragon Bay here, he does not want to have to burn down an old lady's hut. And I think deep down, you know, you don't want to go burning down a creepy old lady's hut. It's never as easy as you think.
You're making a logical jump that I don't understand. From boots to burning down a hut, it's.
As somebody who's lived in this world for a long time, you've surely realized that there are exactly, like he says, two states of situations. One's where we're fighting and killing things, or not fighting and killing things.
I mean, maybe I do more non-killing helping than you tend to do, Malik.
I mean, Malik does have a lot of fire, so
Listen,
I can understand why
Malik,
that might.
and this whole conversation is happening while you're marching across the
yeah,
plateau.
we're leaving.
So Artis says, listen, Malik, you're forgetting another very important thing. Drinking. There's drinking, fighting, and not fighting. Sometimes drinking is fighting, and sometimes drinking is not fighting. But if you're lucky, it can just be drinking.
That's true. Drinking's pretty good.
And he
I'd
points,
like
he's
to
like,
think
see,
more
Peck
as
knows what
like-
it's about.
I think personally, your ideas of the way that life is seem a bit simplistic to me, but it's fine. I'm sure the woman can take care of her guest. If you leave boots outside someone's door, I doubt it means you want to kill them or do them harm.
Usually,
I take
leaving
offense.
boots outside the door means don't come in because I got some stuff going on. But I don't know anything about that anymore. I'm a married man. I've been meaning to ask you, and this is the kind of the fade out. It's like I've been meaning to ask you, Arcturus, how do you drink underwater? Like,
I don't. I breathe in the water. I have a separate system of gills, and I get the oxygen from the water instead of from air. It's very complex.
I'm making a survival roll.
all right, so hang on. So
Here's my
you
bonus die.
you that's the thing. Artist is like, no, but tell me about that, right? Like, artist tries to get you talking about something that you're interested in, and he's not like playing you. He's
Oh,
just like,
no. I mean, it totally gets me off of the other track for
Yeah.
sure. I just go talking about like Triton physiology. It's great.
Yeah. So the group of you head off and back down the far side of Umbala, which means you're gonna have to go around it to get back down and continue. But you're still in the same hex. And then you rest in the shadow of the plateau and awaken the next morning and head out. So you are gonna go which hex? You're gonna go here and then here, or down and then up.
I don't think it matters.
One has more jungle than the other, but
We already made our detour to Umbala, so at this point, it's
Straight shot. I
Up.
think.
we would just take the. I think we actually stick to the jungle.
Yeah, I think that we want to stay in the jungle because we're more likely to be able to hunt in the jungle, and that was something that
Yep.
we just made the point we need to do.
And Little Fox also wants to stay in the jungle because the dragon is less likely to find us in the jungle.
That's true.
And
that's
we got
true.
buzzed by a dragon
Oh,
recently.
man,
Okay.
She's
dragon.
not into that. She's intensely not into that.
All right,
I love
so
how
let's,
that's like one of those things that's just completely counter in Ishi's mind. It's like, the dragon might come back. I want to be able to.
Oh,
see."
was that the guidance? Yeah. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so for
So
guidance.
7 total.
7 total.
Okay. All right. So getting lost roll, and then encounters.
I love
roll,
getting lost in the jungle.
right.
Can it be
Uh,
something that's not like already pertaining to the failure state of the roll? Can we call it something different?
The
I mean-
are you gonna get lost roll? I guess. Okay. So yeah, so you head west, sticking mostly to the jungle, and I think. Let me just check to see. Yeah, you're mostly in that train. Okay. You do have a potential encounter. So let's see what that might be.
I hope it's a dragon's again.
Interesting. Okay. So on your way, early on, like early in the morning, you're moving through the jungle. You know that eventually you're gonna have to leave its cover, but for now there's plenty of cover. And I think
10-1, it's grungs.
I think let me you're not trying to move stealthily, but I think these folks are. So let me Let me roll to see.
Grongs.
Let me roll to see.
I'm calling it.
Grungs live close to the river.
Grongs could live anywhere. They're freaking frogs in the jungle.
They're very adaptable.
There's lots of rain.
Do frogs need to go in the water? Are
They're
they like one of
amphibious, I
They're
think.
amphibious.
I think
But
so.
like enough rain in like a rainforesty type place would be fine. I think.
There it is. That's what I was looking for. Okay.
Plateau grungs, exactly. See, chat knows.
The notorious
bit more-
sand grung.
Toad-like than frog-like.
Yeah, they're like more warty and like bigger.
Okay.
No,
So I think that this entire encounter consists not of you necessarily seeing anything, or like, it's more a sensation that Little Fox, actually the whole party, there is a moment where y'all get kind of like hesitant, and I don't know who starts this or what happens, but there's a moment where you all feel a little like nervous, like you're being watched.
Uh-huh.
But
Probably Little Fox on some like
yeah, that's what I
yeah.
was
You know,
thinking.
hairs on her back kind of level.
Yeah. Isha, you hear that quiet but familiar sound of the grip of Little Fox's weapon
Yeah, like
creaking under her
tightening.
fingers. Yeah. But you look around and you don't see anything. There's no sign of anyone around. What do you want to do?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, if Little Fox is nervous, I'm gonna draw my sword for sure.
Okay.
And I think like, is there maybe like an external, like the jungle was like, but lots of birds and shit, and then all of a sudden it's quiet, or
No. Just a feeling that Little Fox gets, and then it spreads that the rest of you are just like, something's going on. And I think Artist whispers like, why did we stop? Why is everybody being weird? What's happening?
Shut up! Shut up! Shh, shh, shh.
Yeah, and Little
Can
Fox
I
is like
clearly
sniffing the
perception
air, trying to.
Google or something?
Yeah, if you want to stop and like take an active look around.
I think that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
think
thinking.
Ishi and I will do this. This is our, we're the burly protectors.
Yeah, you're the protectors. Do
Okay.
it. Protect
Do,
us.
So-
do you have a good perception?
Yeah,
I
got
have a
+2.
5. I have a 5.
+5. Okay, well you lead the roll and I will help you.
Okay. 23.
You don't see anything. No footprints. No strange markings. Yeah.
Hmm.
Don't see anything.
Yeah, and Little Fox is just like growling. There's just this like low.
I think we should keep moving. And maybe
Yeah.
it'll just, whatever it is, will pass us by if there's something, but I can't see anything.
Well,
Could you be wrong about this one? Maybe?
And she just like snorts. There's just kind of like, and then keeps walking,
Yeah, okay.
still holding her hammer, like and
yeah, and I think that all of us are just like more on guard because of the way the Little Fox is acting.
Okay.
But I'm down to just.
I think we move forward, though. I think. is
Yeah.
the thing, Adam.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if it's an ambush, then
Okay. All right. So you continue on, and the feeling of being observed fades, and then eventually you're just, the night falls and you get ready to make camp.
classic stealth grung.
Yeah, totally. Stealth operator grungs. Solid.
They're all black.
Solid grung.
They're all like poison dart frog colors, so they're like black and green or something. And stealth operator.
Smooth operator.
It's a solo adventure. It's the grung eater. We call him Greeter. So you head into the jungle. Everybody rests. The rest of the day passes. Either mark off rations, or if you're gonna try to do hunting in the jungle, you can.
I'm marking off a ration.
Okay.
I would love to go out hunting with somebody. Little Fox, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hunting, but it's like a mix of looking for food and then also being like, what was that thing that I like?
Yeah.
Some
I feel-
evaded you.
yeah.
What are
You're
you
like-
What are you hunting with, Little Fox?
So I don't know if I'm hunting. Although I could like kill an animal with a javelin,
Mm-hmm.
yes, but I could also
Forage.
gather berries, like forage, right, and do it in a way that is more, less predatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be down for trying to gather berries and shit. Yeah.
because that's kind of Little Fox's way. And I can literally talk to plants, so I can walk up to trees and just be like, "Hey, help me out," and like.
I would totally be questioning you the whole time about like your knowledge of edible like fruits
As if
and
you would be allowed
nuts.
to come along.
Never mind then. Wow.
Aw.
Is Malik
Thanks.
allowed to come along? Also not.
All of you talk too much is the problem.
Yeah, I don't even try and go and hunt with Little Fox
If
anymore.
someone wants to help Little Fox like go gather things, that's fine. But
Yeah, maybe then I would like start off with you and you would tell me to go back after
yeah,
I
she
was
just
too
like
loud.
pivots on a heel and like growls.
So gathering enough food for the whole party, and having it be expedient, I think is going to be a fairly difficult survival check, even in the jungle. So I'm gonna try to think, because here's the thing: I want it to be possible. I want you to be able to do this because I think it's a great idea and it's use of the skill. But I don't also want to just set a DC and have it never be a problem and never have to worry about rations again, right? Because I think it's a part of the adventure.
Do you remember what you set my DC at?
Yours was 15 at the river for feeding everybody.
I mean, 15 still allows like a pretty big range of failure because
Not if you have a +5 and advantage. Like I'm basing all of this on the survival rolls. You've gotten lost twice. Like
I
ever.
I guess
didn't-
that's true.
I didn't have advantage when I was.
No, I know.
So
But
I will
yeah.
presumably.
Oh, okay.
if you have
Because we're
help,
doing
all you
this
need is
as
one other person to help you.
Well, but didn't Little Fox just make the point that everyone else is too loud?
Malik can come along because he's being quiet.
But yeah, like that's the
I
thing. All you
assume
need to do
that's
is
what's
just
happening.
say it's possible.
Yeah,
Let me look at the
I've-
survival skill and see if it has any suggestions.
If we need any like reasons, I've been looking and thinking what I would be good at this. I'm not only trained in it, but I can do stuff like mimic animal calls with minor illusion, or like hide as something and catch stuff because I'll turn into like a bush or like that.
Turn into a log when you get discovered.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 proficient survival people, 3 even.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. Certainly, it's possible and like doable and like interesting, but also like I don't want it to totally throw off the economy
Sure.
of the adventure. Let me look.
26
Okay.
is fine.
What does it say?
Honest.
Forage. Oh, okay. I'm not looking at the right. I gotta look at the DM rules for forage.
So
I think it should be possible.
while they're away doing whatever it is.
Aha. Okay. All right. So characters can gather food and water as the party travels at a normal or slow pace. Foraging character makes a survival check with a DC determined by the abundance of food and water in the region. If multiple characters forage, each character makes a separate check. Foraging character finds nothing on a failed check. On a successful check, 1d6 plus the character's wisdom mod to determine how much food you find. But you need... Oh, and it's 1 pound of food will feed one person per day. Okay. There's actually rules for this shit.
There's specific rules. Okay,
Specific
great.
rules. Okay.
So Malik and I can each go out and try our different
Yes.
foraging strategies.
Yes.
We each roll alone.
But failure, I'm gonna fail forward on this shit. Failure, to make it actually mean something. Failure doesn't mean, oh, you don't find anything. Like there's a chance that going out like without the party and splitting up, like you could get yourself in danger. So it might be like, I don't know, a scorpion bites you, or like something bad
Yeah.
could happen. You lose a piece of gear or something. There's
I'm
risk.
into both of us trying now, and
Okay.
when I inevitably fail, we will reconsider.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
So
or
we'll
like we
say
get-
I'll stick with the other DC. We'll say DC 15. And we'll see how much food the two of you can find.
All right, I'm a roll.
Okay.
I'll shoot my shot. Here we go.
Nice.
I get a 25.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So Little Fox is successful. And
Little
Malik
Fox
also
four.
successful. Okay. So each of you roll 1d6 plus your wisdom mod.
Little Fox forages up 8 grungs.
Now, Ishi, you're a small creature, right?
I am a small creature,
Okay,
yes.
So you need less food.
Really?
Yep.
Oh man, I've been consuming a whole ration every
Well, no,
time.
you rations are like a unit of food, but
Oh,
for
okay.
this purpose. Okay. So the two of you find 10 pounds of food, which is enough to feed everybody once and then 4 people again. So you can feed everyone tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
and then have
it's
4,
effectively
and someone
4 rations.
and someone is carrying 4 pounds of food after that.
Okay, I will just add a like forage.
Yeah, forage, and actually make it 5 because Arcturus ate rations tonight.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Good job.
So I have 5 forage, and we have some extra.
Yeah, so I feel like it can't just be 10 pounds of berries and roots. So, like, Malik, maybe you actually hunt an animal?
Yeah, I kill a small animal. I like illusion up like a trap, like a cache of acorns or berries that I haven't actually got as bait for another animal, and when
nice.
it gets there, I just like toast it.
Cool. Okay.
White bowl.
And Ishi, you actually it's 1 pound until you're tiny. So if you
Okay, so
manage
it
to
is still 1
it
pound.
is still
then.
1 for you.
I'm
That
not
makes it
tiny.
easier for all of
I'm
us.
small.
Yeah.
Nice.
I figured it would be the same because of the way that 5e does, like all the damage dice are the
Yeah,
same.
yeah, yeah.
There's no bonuses to it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now we have like actual proper
We have rules for this.
proper rules
yeah.
for this. Yeah. Good. Great. And they seem pretty balanced. So, okay. So you come back successful after some time, and feed the party, and they're all happy to have fresh food, except Arcturus. They're eating some weird land animal. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with the like berries and roots and shit, but like when Malik like whips out some kind of Chultan rabbit, I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Fox has done some vegetarian foraging, and because she asks nicely for things from the trees and stuff and
right.
the plants she's taking from, she gets more than you might otherwise.
Right. It's very much a Little Fox is my favorite Disney princess. You just like hold your tunic out and ask the tree for some stuff, and then punch it once, and it just pours stuff into your
Or
bag.
like, okay, so where are the good berries? Okay, they're over there. Great, thank you. Like,
Cool. All right, let's do one more day. Let's do another day of travel. So, Arcturus's blessing from Ishtitia.
yeah.
Go, great fish tissue.
Hmm.
Same.
Mighty drippy one, give us your power. All right,
Grant
so you're
us
moving
your
there,
fish whippy power.
and
I mean, we're heading towards the ocean, so presumably
same as before.
Technically, we're headed towards a mountain range, but
The ocean's on the other side.
the ocean's getting closer, so
I mean,
it's
I
gonna get
guess.
better.
Okay.
you
and
could say
then-
that moving anywhere on an island.
Yeah.
This is the joke. This is the joke. And technically, this is a peninsula, but
It's true.
Okay, yeah, we've had this conversation.
That's actually it's the national words of Chult. Welcome to Chult. Technically, it's a peninsula. All right, let's see how your travel day goes.
look, Adam, Chult isn't all one country, okay? That's ridiculous.
Well, Chult is barely a country at all at this point. You got to give it time. So
I
let's.
mean, it's a Port Nyanzaru.
let's
Once
see.
we clear all the hexes, then Chult can become the country it
When we
always
finally murder all the pterodon.
That's right. They can seize their country back.
No,
Okay.
All because of the terraform.
It's ours if we get all the hexes. Have you not played like strategy games before?
Yeah, we're putting a flag in every hex.
Okay, so here you go. Today you leave the cover of the jungle and tread out into a kind of like an area that looks like it suffered a flood or some kind of like natural event that deforested kind of this little valley area. There's lots of roots, like exposed roots, and you can see where jungle deer have like chewed at them. And it's like kind of muddy, but not so much that you sink into it. And just after midday, as the sun is trying its damnedest to peek through the mist and the cloud, again you all feel that like shiver, and this time it's much more pronounced, to the point where you feel like you turn around expecting there to be someone, and it's just like nothing, just like empty, and there's no sound. Like you feel a sudden presence. What do y'all do?
I'm gonna look around again.
And like this time, all of you, this is more severe and more like aggressively unusual. Like this is a like someone walked on your grave, kind of like you start a little.
Yeah, I think my reaction would be to ask Artis about the people that want that damn ring and like if this is some of his shit, because we didn't have any of this before Artis came around.
He shakes his head and he says no, this isn't me. Listen, when the ring starts acting up, it's very specific. And he looks around and he's like, you'd feel a lot colder, I promise. whatever's going on, I don't. And you can see Dragonbait. His lips have curled back, and you can see his teeth. And he's actually drawn his sword. And anyone who's standing within 10 feet of him, you feel that weird kind of like your ears pop like sensation when he draws it.
Is there a smell?
He smells of like wariness, like concern, which is let's see, honeysuckle.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, like he's worried for all of you.
Little Fox is detecting magic right now, so she's sniffing the air for if this is like a magical, like if we're being scryed or something, you know, like if this feeling being observed is magical.
Whatever it is, the sensation you sense, like trying to find the school that it would be. I think conjuration. No, it's not divination, but it feels sort of similar. There is definitely the reinforcement of being like magically observed, and I think when you look around, there is there's like a presence that you sense nearby, like something is shadowing you or following you, but at somehow like a magical remove. It's not invisible, it's not actually physically there, but there's like a presence that you can feel kind of flitting around the group.
Yeah, and she's like looking around as if she's like tracking, you know, something that's following us, and like Little Fox just like kind of like growls at it as if to like chase it away, and like bats her hand in the air and then keeps walking.
Yeah, Artist looks at Arcturus like, what is happening?
You mean, Ishi, what is happening? So we do that, like Artist is like, Arcturus, what is happening? Arcturus is like, Ishi, what's happening? Ishi's like,
But if Little Fox starts moving, I just follow her. I just follow her.
I think Little Fox is just kind of flipping out a little.
Yeah.
would you
I'm
like
going
me to cloak our passage with the thick fog that I called up before? Would that help or hinder?
We wouldn't be able to see where we were going. They could close in on us.
But maybe it wouldn't be able to see where it's going either. Whatever it is, if there is anything.
I mean, I don't see anything.
So Little Fox, we cut back to your perspective, and there's this sort of like weave of magic around you that you're perceiving, and through it towards you, this presence kind of approaches and takes on a shape that you're able to see, and you see a figure, a frightful looking figure. It's the basic body shape of a person, but they are massively emaciated, with like long, thin fingers. On their face, their skin is so like taut that it looks like you can see their skull. Like, it's the edge of their jawbone. From the back of the skull, where the flesh is still like attached, you can see there are like insects crawling under the skin, and in some places like crawling out on top of it and across its face, amidst the little wisps of hair. Instead of eyes, you see tarnished gold coins like jammed into the sockets, like they're wedged underneath over top of where the eyes would be.
So what you're saying is crawling in its skin, and its wounds they wouldn't heal?
Get out of here, Dave.
The door is over there.
And so this figure, we see it kind of like put its face like right up near yours, Little Fox, and you see a pouch hanging from a string around its neck, and its teeth kind of like bare in this like rictus corpse grin, and then it vanishes. It disappears, and for everyone else, you see Little Fox standing there, kind of blinking into the empty air around you, and then suddenly all of you feel like that sense of being watched vanish. And with that, let's grab a break there, and we can all talk about what happened when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes, which gives you just enough time to listen to your favorite Linkin Park song.